Neuroplasticity is time-sensitive change to brain structure and function itself through environmental intervention of some sort. It involves a diverse set of mechanisms that make this possible, all of which are not completely understood by any means but are still well documented. The mechanisms essentially cause your brain to rewire itself by increasing connections as more experience is gained and streamlining is achieved in the brain as a result of it. In some cases it is possible to create more neurons, increasing brain density and volume in certain areas, though this is more common among children than adults. The process by which we cut and gain connections is done through synaptogenesis, where new synapses are created and strengthened based on the experiences of the brain. This activity is well documented in mammals and tends to be affected by a myriad of different environmental factors. For example, this study shows that an increase in GABA inside of the brain increases the amount of synapses that are created inside of the brain whilst making them shorter and reducing their length. Though internal environment is essential to synaptogenesis, external environment has the capacity to directly influence these factors and spur on synaptogenesis. Mice who were held in enriched environments saw synaptic changes in their visual cortex over time that helped improve their recognition capacity. Another major mechanism of neuroplasticity is neurogenesis, which is the creation of new neurons to encourage the strengthening of the brain, found in adult mammals. Neurogenesis can be encouraged by changes in the environment. Rats who were held in environment-rich areas over even a short period of time exhibited many more growth patterns than those who did not, ranging from improved intelligence to improved spatial reasoning and recognition capabilities, that were found with cellular change indicators. All of these changes are seen more acutely among children, but they are still seen in adults even within relatively short periods of time. I wonder if this is more due to the fact that children environments are naturally more new for children, causing the effect of their natural propensity towards enrichment rather than physiological differences, or that adults are more likely to be exposed to monotonous similar environments on a daily basis rather than their physiological changes. The learning and development of new motor skills is linked to synaptic development in the cerebral cortex, which would play into the theory that the cultural differences between the lifestyle of kids and adults has the potential to play a role in synaptic development in both cases. Behavioral change is also linked to increases of synaptogenesis, and it seems that kids rather than adults have more erratic behavioral changes. In general, it seems that anything that forces the brain to act differently will encourage synaptogenesis or even neurogenesis. Antidepressants, the presence of certain proteins, the usage of non-addictive mind-altering drugs such as small doses of ketamine, hormone balance, and even laser therapy have all been linked to either synaptogenesis or neurogenesis. It's a known fact that musicians have an increased corpus callosum size, which seems to be directly correlated with their rates of practice. This seems to be another aspect of environment rather than inborn genetic differences. Professional musicians have showed this. Athletes from all ages continuously exhibit more spatial awareness than non-athletes. I think that people like programmers who are forced to have constant interaction with logical operations and abstract linguistic concepts are forced to decode and reconstruct objects for hours on end into mathematical formulae, receive intense brain training, by the very nature of their action. Though I cannot find a study to support the idea that these skills would be improved with programming, I would think that this is a great research topic to investigate. I would suspect that the same patterns could be found depending on social and ideological perspectives. If your ideology requires you to be in a constant state of self-reflection and dialectical thinking, it could force your brain to adapt to it as well. I would definitely say that logical reasoning through the means of traditional logic and advanced dialectal analysis of ideas would force your brain to adjust in order to comprehend it. Maybe even attempting to read the philosophy of Hegel and Heidegger, known for deep forcing powerful cases of both self-analysis and outward analysis, would change your perspective as well as your literal brain circuitry. The essence of thought and mind is that circuitry, the capacity for us to change it through our will and environment. It has immense implications in every aspect of being. Which leads to radical plasticity thesis, where our mind's plasticity is what makes our consciousness itself possible. Make of all of this what you will, but our scientific understanding of plasticity is leading to amazing discoveries, and more interestingly it shows that there are mechanisms to make us more than what we are. It gives the capacity to change who we are in a way that we could not imagine before.